With the vaccination process underway, coronavirus case rates lower, and springtime temperatures on the rise, it's finally feeling like we're nearing that proverbial light at the end of the tunnel, and in a few days, we'll actually get to see some of it. As most of you probably know, this Sunday we'll be springing forward an hour for daylight saving. As always, that's saving, no S at the end. And if you'd forgotten, you're welcome for the reminder to change that microwave clock. Today, the sun set at 5:46 p.m. Next week, it'll set at 6:54. That's a whole 68 minutes later. And by March 23rd, the sun will set at 7 p.m. That's 7 p.m. And for those of you sick of hearing me talk about this, I admit it, I am obsessed. But the push to make daylight saving permanent is a cause worth obsessing over. I've evaluated the pros and cons with you all before, but for old time's sake, let's do it again. The pandemic has been a strain on everyone's mental health. According to an American Psychiatric Association survey from October, 62% of Americans feel more anxious than they did this time last year. But that incoming extra hour of light will help lift a lot of spirits and give us time for an evening walk to enjoy the outside as nature intended. It will also offer a little more balance to the work from home, online learning, and essential employee schedules that have us all running ragged. Plus, it'll give people more time to safely run errands after work, something struggling small businesses could certainly benefit from right now. Of course, we'd also avoid the additional injuries, heart attacks, and car accidents that studies have shown come in greater numbers both when we fall back and spring forward, as the artificial clock changes mess with our circadian rhythms. And finally, according to a July survey from the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, whatever that is, a majority of Americans support the idea. So what are we waiting for? Over the last few years, 15 states have passed bills or resolutions to make daylight saving permanent. At least 24 are considering it, including Massachusetts. 3 years ago, by the way, Beacon Hill created a commission to study the impact of year-round daylight saving in the Commonwealth. The group voted overwhelmingly in favor of it, and yet the bill has gone nowhere. What a surprise. Now, on the federal level, it's Congress that has the final say, but there is bipartisan support. Republican Senators Marco Rubio and Rick Scott from Florida filed a bill last fall to make daylight saving permanent. And our own Senator Ed Markey, who's championed the issue almost as long as I have, okay, maybe a little longer, vowed on Boston Public Radio the other day he'll never stop fighting for more sunlight.
The goal would be year-round daylight saving time. But in the absence of the ability to do that, we at a minimum need a couple of more weeks in March and a couple of more weeks in the beginning of November. And so that's my mission. That's my goal. I'm like Moby Dick. I'm Captain Ahab. I'm after this whale, and I am going to make sure that this happens.
What can I say but call me Ahab too, Senator?